Hello and welcome to this video. Today we are taking a break from DV 2024 and DV 2025 to turn our attention a bit to DV 2020 and DV 2021. And the reason for that is because there is a latest update concerning both the DV 2020 and DV 2021 programs. So that is what we will be considering in this video. But in case you are an applicant of either the DV 2024 or DV 2025 programs and you wish to follow this video, you are welcome, because at the end of the day, there is some insight you will acquire by watching this video. So as I said, the video is about an update relating to both the DV 2020 and the DV 2021 programs. But before we go into the update, let me just recall the circumstances or the background leading up to the update. It all began in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. At the time, the then President of the United States, Donald Trump, issued a number of presidential proclamations, and one of those proclamations prevented foreign nationals from entering the United States at the time. There were applicants of the DV 2020 and DV 2021 programs who were affected by that proclamation. Some of them had already had their visas issued, but they could not travel to the United States because of the proclamation. There were others who were prevented from being interviewed because the State Department ceased diversity visa interviews because of the proclamation. So there were a number of DV 2020 and DV 2021 applicants who filed a lawsuit against the State Department on grounds that they were unjustly prevented from being interviewed and from receiving their diversity visas. Now, the court case actually dragged on until after the DV 2020 and DV 2021 programs. Then in 2022, there was a ruling by a U.S. District Court which ordered the State Department to reserve a certain number of visas for plaintiffs of those lawsuits. That was back in September of 2022. Now, dissatisfied by that ruling, the State Department launched an appeal to a court of appeal, and since September 2022, we have been waiting for the outcome of that appeal. Now, the Court of Appeal has finally ruled, and it is the summary of their ruling that is found in this update. So having presented the background to this update, now let's go over to the official website of the Bureau of Consular Affairs and consider the update. And it says, Diversity Visa 2020 and 2021 update. Last updated June 27, 2024. On June 25, 2024, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit reversed the District Court decisions in Gomez v. Biden, Wright v. Biden, Goodluck v. Biden, and Go v. Biden, which had ordered the State Department to reserve and adjudicate diversity visa cases from the DV 2020 and DV 2021 program years. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit found that the district courts had no authority to order the State Department to keep processing applications for diversity visas and issuing the visas beyond the end of the relevant fiscal years. Courts cannot order relief that conflicts with a clear and constitutionally valid statute. Once fiscal years 2020 and 2021 ended, the plaintiffs lost their eligibility for diversity visas. The district courts erred in asserting an equitable authority to override these clear statutory deadlines, which foreclosed the prospective relief sought in these cases. Accordingly, we reversed the remedial orders challenged by the government, reject the Gold Cross appeal, and remand the cases with instructions to enter judgment for the government. Goodluck versus Biden, number 215263, District of Columbia Circuit, June 25, 2024. Accordingly, the State Department will not process diversity visa cases associated with the above district court decisions from the DV 2020 or DV 2021 program years. Impacted individuals from an eligible country who wish to submit a new DV entry may do so during the registration period for the DV 2026 program year, which will open in October 2024 and close in early November 2024. For additional details regarding the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit's decision, please refer to the court's opinion. In the event there are further appeals in these cases, the State Department will update this notice if there is a relevant change in the status of these cases. The State Department will continue to preserve court records related to the DV 2020 and DV 2021 programs until the litigation has concluded. So that's the outcome of the court cases filed against the State Department by some DV 2020 and DV 2021 applicants. Now, we can summarize this update in 5 points. The first point is that the district court that ordered the State Department to reserve a certain number of visas for plaintiffs of these lawsuits actually had no authority to do so. And the reason why they had no authority is because the law governing the diversity visa program establishes that visas for a given program should not be issued out after that program comes to an end. And as I said earlier, it was in 2022 that the district court came up with that ruling, which was after both the DV 2020 and DV 2021 programs. Secondly, because they did not have the authority to do so, the Court of Appeal has overturned that decision that ordered the State Department to reserve those visas. As a result of that, thirdly, the State Department will no longer reserve the visas in question and will no longer process DV 2020 and DV 2021 cases. Our fourth point, in case you are associated to these lawsuits or by extension you are an applicant of either the DV 2020 or DV 2021 program, then the option you now have, in case you are still interested in the diversity visa program, will be to enter the upcoming lottery during the month of October or early November. And finally, our fifth point, just in case there is another twist or turn in this issue, the State Department will provide another update to that effect. So, in conclusion, we can say that DV 2020 and DV 2021 applicants who have been so far hoping to be issued visas will no longer be issued those visas because according to the law governing the diversity visa program, visas for a given program are not to be issued out after that program comes to an end. So that's not only the latest update, but that could be the final update when it comes to the issue of court cases relating to both the DV 2020 and DV 2021 programs. Unless plaintiffs in these lawsuits launch another appeal, which I personally do not foresee happening. That is what I had to share with you, especially those from both programs who have been asking questions concerning updates relating to those court cases. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching it. See you, God willing, in the next one. Goodbye.